Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking something absolutely fascinating. You know, Odoo is this incredibly powerful tool because it lets you build full database-driven apps using pure Python. It feels so incredibly streamlined. But, well, here's the catch. Because it abstracts away that whole database layer, beginners very often end up writing modules that are slow, buggy, and just impossible to scale. So we're going to fix that today. To write truly scalable modules, we need to completely shatter this illusion of framework magic. We literally need to see exactly what is happening under the hood when your Python code starts talking to the database. If you've ever wondered why your Odoo screens are taking way too long to load or why a simple list view is suddenly lagging out, the answer lies exactly in the layer we're about to explore. So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with Python to PostgreSQL mapping, move into real versus virtual relationships, tackle computed fields and storage, learn how to avoid n+1 query mistakes, break down on-change versus depends logic, and finally look at performance and security guardrails.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Python to PostgreSQL mapping.
Okay, let's dive right into this. You write a tiny Python class inheriting from the model base. It looks incredibly simple, right? Just a couple of lines of code. But Odoo is actually doing some serious heavy lifting behind the scenes. That tiny class automatically generates a real physical Postgres table. It builds a complete CRUD API, so that's create, read, update, delete. It becomes a search engine and a fully security-aware model. Basically, you write Python and Odoo generates all the complex SQL. Understanding this direct one-to-one mapping is absolutely crucial. It's the very first step to mastering Odoo.
Moving right along to Section 2, Real versus Virtual Relationships.
So here's the deal. The many-to-one is arguably the single most important field in Odoo. When you declare a many-to-one field, say you're linking a sale order to a specific customer, you are creating a real physical integer column in your PostgreSQL database. It stores the ID of the related record, acting exactly like a classic database foreign key. It's tangible, you can query it, and it acts as the main anchor for your relational data.
But now contrast that with this massive developer insight. One-to-many is entirely virtual. It does not exist physically in the database. No column gets created whatsoever, zero. Instead, Odoo simply performs a reverse lookup on the fly. It searches the child table for records where that many-to-one foreign key matches your current parent record's ID. If you can wrap your head around the fact that many-to-one is real and one-to-many is just a virtual reverse lookup, you've just unlocked a huge piece of the Odoo puzzle.
And that brings us perfectly to the middle ground, the many-to-many field. When you need to link products to multiple tags and tags back to multiple products, Odoo steps in and automatically creates a physical join table right behind the scenes to manage that complex relationship. You don't have to write a single line of SQL for the join table. The ORM handles the whole shebang, giving you a really smooth bridge between two independent tables.
Okay, on to Section 3, Computed Fields and Storage.
Computed fields are honestly amazing because they generate data dynamically, and Odoo tracks their dependencies completely automatically. But here is the danger zone. By default, computed fields are not stored in the database. That means they calculate in memory every single time you load the record. Now, on a tiny dataset, you won't even notice. But on a massive, enterprise-level database, computing fields in memory on the fly will severely tank your system's performance.
Now, what's really interesting here is the massive architectural trade-off you have to make. When you explicitly tell Odoo to store that computed field, it actually saves the calculated value into PostgreSQL as a real physical column. What does that mean for you? Well, your read speeds become lightning fast, and you can instantly search and filter by that field. But the cost? Slower writes. Because every single time a dependency changes, Odoo has to run the math and update the physical database. You really have to choose your strategy based on how often that data is read versus how often it's updated. Which brings us to Section 4, Avoiding n+1 query mistakes.
I want you to think about this for a second. With all the fancy abstraction the ORM provides, what do you think is the single biggest developer action that just kills performance, slows down screens, and causes system timeouts? Any guesses?
It's the n+1 query mistake. Looping through a record set in Python and trying to access a relational field inside that loop is basically ORM suicide. If you loop through 1,000 records, you are generating 1,000 separate individual database queries. It's incredibly inefficient. Instead, using batch operations, like the mapped method, allows the ORM to fetch all the related data in one single, highly efficient group's query.
So write this golden rule down. Batch operations matter. A lot. Stop looping and start mapping.
All right, moving to section 5, on-chain versus depends logic.
It is incredibly easy to confuse an on-change decorator with a depends decorator, but they serve totally fundamentally different purposes. On-change is basically just a UI trick. It creates temporary in-memory records. Nothing is actually saved to the database yet, it just gives the user some immediate visual feedback while they're typing in a form. But depends? Depends is the real deal. It's used for actual computed business logic that operates at the database level, whether a user is clicking around a screen or a background API is running at 3 a.m. Because depends handles your real business logic, you absolutely must follow strict rules for pure computed fields. Keep your compute methods clean. And here's a huge focus point for you. If something is unclear in your source data or logic, do not invent details. Just skip or simplify. Never write data to unrelated fields inside a compute method. And always separate your UI logic from your stored logic. If you mess this up, your computed fields will start triggering each other, and you will trap your entire system in an infinite recomputation loop from hell. So keep it pure and keep it predictable.
Finally, section 6, performance and security guardrails.
And this brilliantly illustrates how scalability really just comes down to a few consistent habits. For instance, if a field is frequently searched or used in filters, set it to be indexed. That way, PostgreSQL can find it instantly without scanning the entire table. And as we just talked about, never, ever use a search function inside a Python loop. Always rely on your batch operations. But a quick word of warning, indexes take up real disk space and they do slow down write speeds, so keep an eye on your table sizes and don't go crazy over-indexing everything. Now, performance is absolutely nothing without security, right? Odoo uses a really clever dual-layer security model. First up, you have access control lists, or ACLs. These simply define what operations a user group is allowed to perform, like can they read, write, create, or delete records on this model. But ACLs apply broadly to the whole table. The second layer is record rules. These are specific domain filters that restrict exactly which rows a user is legally allowed to see. You really need both working together to build a truly secure app.
Well, we've covered a ton of ground in this explainer today, from the virtual illusion of one-to-many fields to the brutal reality of n+1 query loops. But I really want to leave you with this final thought. The true secret to mastering Odoo isn't just memorizing Python syntax. It's understanding exactly how your fields map all the way down to PostgreSQL. Once you fully grasp that a many-to-one is just a foreign key and a computed field is just a strategic choice between memory and storage, Odoo stops feeling magical, and it starts feeling totally predictable. So next time you sit down to write a module, ask yourself, do you know what your ORM is actually doing to your database? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep building, and I'll catch you next time.